Welcome back to your favorite radio talk show, The Hotspot. Today we're going to be talking about your favorite topic, love, but more specifically, love in the old generation versus love in the new generation and what it is evolving to become. Fiona, tell us more about this.
Sandra, I've been thinking about it, and I think why we are talking about this topic, it's because we want to see how we can coexist as two people from different places. So we want to see how the old school did it, and that's how we're doing it. Then we see where the problem is, huh? Today we're being joined by our two guests. Maybe we can say their names, and then now we discuss about it.
Okay, I'm Michael Dombe.
I am Arnold Mate.
Thank you so much for joining us. So maybe I start with you, Arnold. You've seen this, or maybe you've heard from your parents, from your grandparents, that they got married and maybe it was an arranged marriage. So what do you think about this arranged marriage? Because maybe hapa unapata msichana anatolewa nyumbani kwao, mvulana anatolewa nyumbani kwao, wanakuwa married pamoja. They don't even have to stay together for that long, because I know they never used to mingle that much in the old times. So we want to know, what do you think about this old school marriage and how it was brought up?
Yeah, it is a good question, and it is more detailed. So these people, in most cases, the man will see a beautiful lady, maybe from the other side of the village.
Okay.
He will go, he will tell his parents. His parents will take the responsibility and go to the lady's family. They will start by writing a letter, maybe, if possible, giving the information to the lady's family. They will process it, give an answer, then they will start preparation of how they will go to that family, start dowry negotiations. They will come up with a good way to deal with it. They will pay the dowry. Then after that, the boy will be engaged to the lady. They will have now to start mingling in order for them to be used to one another, so that they start the process of marriage. Then the wedding will be carried out according to their tradition. Then after that, they will be brought together. They will live as a family. And the council of elders, in those days, they were included so that they can bless these two couples to live long. And in those days, marriage was a holy thing. They will live together, come rain, come sunshine. In all troubles and tribulations, they will live together. There were not these things of divorce. Divorce those days, it will never. They never thought of it, and before marriage. These people will undergo some education, which they were trained to live with one another. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arnold. That is some very detailed thing to do with old school. Maybe you can tell us about it later. But because of the time constraint, I think we are supposed to know, okay, now they have already settled together, wameishi pamoja, wameoka pamoja. So Michael, when it comes to roles as a husband and as a wife, at that time, so what's, because I know there were different roles for them. They didn't just share the roles all together. So we want to know the importance of why they did that, and what were these roles, what the role of the husband was, and what the role of the wife was.
Okay, first, the society then divided the roles among either the husband and the wife, plus later on the kids.
Yes.
So the main role of the men was to provide for the family, and also provide the sense of security for the family.
Yes.
The women, the role of women was mostly to raise kids and to oversee and partake household courses like cleaning and basically maintaining the household.
Yeah.
In every marriage, conflict is likely to arise. So how do they deal with these situations when they occurred?
Okay, so simply when there are small matters, they will try to solve between them, the two of them. And if maybe it will be difficult for them to solve, they will involve the parents from both sides. If the parents cannot be able to solve this issue, then they have to involve the council of elders. Remember, divorce is not an option, so they have to be a solution for them. Yeah.
All right. So what about like larger conflicts, like extramarital affairs and issues of such magnitude? What were the consequences of people indulging in such acts?
Okay, one of the consequences was people being excommunicated from the community, and they were basically banished from the community. So we were not going to reap any benefits that any other clansman was going to be awarded, like being avenged if they were ever attacked. So we are just treated like an outcast.
Another consequence, the people who are associated in some crimes such as homosexuality, the guys were taken and executed by being told to fight till death while everyone in the community was observing it.
Wow.
And this acted as a lethal punishment because the survivor will be allowed to live, and this will act as the end of that crime.
Okay,
Alright.
maybe to add on that, there also the lady. Okay, for example, if you're involved in fornication, there's just that one person. So maybe such kind of a person, if you're a lady, you'll be forced to be married. You'll be married to an old man, like the very, very old man that is in that village. You're going to be married to that person.
Wow.
Yeah, so that will be your punishment in that case.
Wow. On the flip side, we have modern love. Let's take a look at it in general. So, starting from the top, where do people even meet nowadays? We have a room here full of young people. Where do you meet your loved ones?
Maybe in school, universities. Yeah.
Yeah.
In churches where people meet for companion.
I think a very popular way nowadays is to meet online. I think there's dating apps. There's so many dating apps. A lot of my friends talk about meeting online.
Where others are just dating their workmates.
Yeah, true, very true.
All right. So after they've met, everyone is now getting along. What does that period look like in modern
Sarah,
relationships?
I think I'll talk about that. Most of this now, when they're dating the relationship that are right now, people tend to they would rather talk about themselves through the phone. The way they talk through the phone, my God, people talk for like hours and hours. Considering when they meet physically, it's just eating and leaving, and then after 2 days, then people just after 2 days come over, sleepovers, and then they get to stay together maybe for that day. Tena kesho kuja to have lunch, kuja tukule supper. Pole tu hivyo, it becomes calm, we stay. Hata mimi unajua by the way tunaweza share roles, tuanze kuishi pamoja nini. And then people stay together just like that. Like literally sometimes even the parents are involved 3 years after these people have stayed together. Maybe most of the time when they involve their parents, you find after 2 months kuna ball. So maybe it's because the ball, unajua the ball part, nimepata ball, acha sasa niambie mzazi kuna mtu. But kama singekuwa nayo, ningekaa tu na mtu wangu mpaka time maybe better 5 years, mzazi ajui. It's a come we stay situation.
Yeah, so the dating scene is definitely more casual nowadays, without much emphasis on commitment. But in situations where people get married nowadays, how do people relate to each other? Like, what are the rules in marriage nowadays? What does it entail in general?
Okay, maybe we talk about communication. I don't think people really... Okay, when people meet, personally, through the phone, everybody is nice. So nice. You can't even tell if this... And you're like, this is the dream person that I want to have. Wait until you guys come together and stay. And you have a problem. People don't want to even communicate, to argue. They don't want to, they think it's an argument. They have to argue. They don't want to talk calmly because they're two different people from two different places. I mean, come on, they have to be differences.
Yes.
But you can talk calmly. But they don't want to involve each other. Sasa unataka kuambia mama yako. And maybe it's something they really need to tell the parents because they can't solve it on their own.
Yes.
But yeah, and then their apologies, kuzi kuomba msamaha, the people are too egoistic. They can't do it. Yeah, and maybe I don't know, unaweza tuambia kuhusu finances and you know how the finances are when it comes to today marriages.
So this is a responsibility which traditionally was given to the man, but nowadays it is given to everybody. They share it. Others do it 50%, but according to your agreement, you need to share it. And in other words, the man can be having a big salary compared to the lady, so it cannot be 50. This man needs to provide more, then the lady provide less. And these responsibilities, there are also these family roles. Maybe bringing up the child. It is a role which is for both the father and the mother. Because nowadays, if we are both working, you will not make the mother to be bringing up the kids alone. You need to include the father so that these roles, these family roles, will be fair and will be fair to both parties. Because if we leave it to one party, it will be like we are straining one party. So thank you.
Thank you so much. When you've talked about, you know, both of them are working, I have in mind maybe to ask this question to Michael. So if you and your wife, both of you are working, and you get off work at 5 and also her at 5 and you get to your house maybe at 6. So what do you expect of this? Maybe you've come together. Will you share your roles? Maybe help her do some things. You know, because we've spoken about old tradition, and at that time it was the lady's role to actually do the house chores, and then the man provide. But now you're all providing, right? So how about the roles at home? Do you share them, or what do you think about that?
Okay, in this modern scenario, people tend to share roles, as in if you are both working at the same time and leaving work at the same time, so one of you will have to either shift their ego to suit the relationship.
Great, thank you so much for that, Michael. But kama tunafanya hizi vitu na hatufanyi old school ni sawa, but vile tunaifanya na vile tunaongea inakani kama it's normal, iko okay. So basi shida inatokea wapi? Mbona we can't just sit down, you know, just get married and stay, watoto tupate pamoja? Why do we have the rate of single motherhood increase? Shida inatokea wapi? Wasikilizaji wetu, can you please explain to us, and you know, our listeners, just let us know wherever you are. Maybe you're at work, you know, you can explain to us. Maybe you're going through the same thing and we're not understanding, we don't know. So please explain to us. How do you explain this to us? You can reach to us through 0722777777, or maybe you can reach to us through our IG contacts, you know, at Hotspots Radio and at Facebook Hotspots Radio. Kindly let us know your opinion. Let us know what you think. Yeah, exactly. Because maybe you are missing something.
Yeah, it's a free platform.
Maybe you are missing something. We don't know what we are missing.
Oh, we have a caller today. Welcome.
Hello, Hotspot Radio. Please tell us your name and where you're listening us from.
Hello, I'm Yvonne Bella.
Okay.
And I'm calling from Marsabit.
Oh, thank you so much for tuning in. So according to how we are, the discussion today is ongoing. Probably you've heard us talk about old school and modern school.
Yeah, I've
So
heard.
if you're doing very well in modern school, I mean, we are sharing roles, we are meeting, we are getting together. Can you please tell us where are we going wrong in this relationship? Because we can't seem to understand what the problem is.
I think in modern relationship, what you guys are doing wrong
Uh-huh.
is nowadays there's this saying that if you are both doing something in the like if you are both working,
Okay.
then you are equal in the house. People tend to forget that
Uh-huh.
the man and the woman in the house are not on an equal level.
Very true, very true. Uh-huh.
The man should remain to be the head of the house,
Okay.
and the woman should be submissive
Oh,
to
okay.
the husband. Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very, very, very helpful. And maybe if we ask you,
Uh-huh.
so what do you think they can do right, or they can borrow from the old school fashion to keep
From
them
the old
together?
school.
Yeah.
Women should like respect. Nowadays, respect is so minimal in households.
Okay.
Very few ways respect the husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, respect, submit to your husband.
Okay.
Yeah, and men value respect a lot. Like they really value respect and peace in the house. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Well, thank you so much, Yvonne, for tuning in. We are very grateful for your information, and I hope people will listen and actually take in note on what you've just said to us. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye. So that was Yvonne listening to us, one of our esteemed viewers, but about the point of being submissive to your husband, which I think is a great point.
Very true.
So, what do we think about this? Do we feel like the reason why most modern relationships are not working are because a lot of women are beginning to value their independence more than they do relationships?
Come to think of it, yeah, it's true. You know, nowadays you're not guaranteed of your job. You don't know if you're going to have it kabisa, ama again you will have to be, anything can happen. Most of the time, this is because most of us are employed. We're not employing ourselves. So when it happens to the man, and the woman is the one providing, sometimes they feel like it's a burden. I can do this, I can do it by myself, And when when you're having trouble, people don't want to settle and actually listen to each other. Everybody wants to live. Huwezi nisumbua mimi. Mbona unanisumbua, and someone wants to live and actually go and have their own lives, and they believe in with the norm that is in right now, the divorce thing. Right now, divorce is normal. Ama mnaona aje? Divorce is normal actually. People just divorce, and it's no problem, because they actually what will it help them? They will actually get 50% of what you have, so they don't care, which is a very bad thing. Because when you're with someone, when you want to actually be with someone, if you don't want to be with someone, leave that person alone. But if you want to be with someone, be committed and actually agree that this is there. We are here to stay. We are here together. If you have the job, fine. If you do not have the job, I will support you until you get your job. Yeah. So maybe that's the thing. People actually feeling like you're being a burden to them, yet you are the lover. So actually, I think we should actually look into that. Please tell us more in our IG. Maybe someone else can actually cue on that. Please.
Would you please tell us your name and where you're listening to us from?
Hi, my name is Douglas. I'm calling you from Kitale.
Okay, thank you so much, Douglas, for tuning in. We have some few questions we'd like to ask you concerning societal norms, impact to how we navigate our romantic connections. How is live? So I would like to know if you're comfortable with it.
Yes, I'm okay.
Do you believe societal expectations play a role in shaping our preferences when it comes to choosing a romantic partner, like as an individual? Do you think they affect your decisions?
Yes. Okay. It's true. It's true. You can't come to a relationship. You can't just walk into people's lives with a blank brain. You come with a set of beliefs.
Yeah.
Okay. You come with a set of beliefs that are that are going to, they actually are the ones which are supposed to allow you to be able to see through a person to know if they are right for you. If you come with a blank mind, with a blank heart, you take anything.
Okay.
You take anything. But you know, if you come believing that, like let's take an example. I can walk into a girl's life and I believe that I should be dating a broke girl. Okay, so that's a societal norm, financial obligations. Okay, if the society tells me that, you know, a broke girl is likely to make me broke because, you know, I'm the one earning, she's the one spending, so I want to avoid the broke one. See, I want to avoid the broke one simply because, you know, the society told me that I need to get a girl who is at least doing a job or who is married. Just like, you know, girls also tend to pick men who are married, right?
Yeah.
Apart from that, you know, the society can tell you that if you are going to get a girl, at least get a girl who is pretty. Okay, so the society will make me believe in pretty girls. So when I'm out there, I'll be looking at pretty women. Society can also tell me that ladies from this tribe, ladies from this religion, ladies from this political affiliation aren't good. So those are beliefs that I have in my head. And yes, it is very true that these beliefs, these norms that we have in our head are very, personally, I believe they are very important because, you know, they create for you a yardstick, they create for you a benchmark of what it is to expect from a person, so that you know, you pick someone you are compatible with, someone who can make things work. You might wanna date a girl who tells you, honey, let's fix this, instead of dating a girl who just tells you, you wait. Okay?
Yes.
Why? Because, you know, when you are talking with your boys, when you're talking with your homies, they'll tell you, you know, it is good that when you're picking girlfriends, let's pick people who are emotionally intelligent. Okay, so when I'm coming to a relationship, I have this yardstick in my mind that I need an emotional, intelligent girl. So yes, societal norms are very important in the decisions you make when you're choosing partners.
All right. Okay. So our final question to you is: have you observed any shifts in societal attitudes towards unconventional romantic connections that are not like the stereotypical ones that we know of? And how do you think it influences individuals today?
Well, we cannot say that we are not observing. We are not observing things. When you're not seeing things, you know, we live in a world of education. We live in a world of information, and the information is on our fingertips these days. We see a lot. So yes, it is true that I believe it is a combination of you know, desperation. It's a combination of population. It is a combination of expectation and finances that, you know, are making us shift to unconventional relationship. Say let's look at it in terms of population. The Kenyan one currently stands at 17 girls to one guy, right? So you see, if you take a group of 18 people, there is one man and then there are 17 women.
Yes.
So if the society makes you believe that, let's say you as the interviewer would ask you, me as a guy, would you like me to stick to one girl or would you allow me to have more than one? Probably.
Yes, we prefer like individual and individual.
Yes, probably you as the interviewer, you know, you would want that Douglas takes one girl, right? Yeah. So assuming that the whole population only had 18 people and one guy has already taken one girl, that means there are 16 ladies left.
Okay.
Okay, so you see, it's the population that will force the 16 ladies into unconventional relationships, right?
Yeah.
Now, but that's when you're only looking at the parameter of population. Come to the parameter of finance. You see, these ladies have set the standard that they want married men. So we are still having, let's lower the number down to, let's say, 9 girls to one guy, or 9 girls to 4 guys, 9 girls to 3 guys. So if you take the parameter that we need married guys and 2 of these 3 guys are broke, then you see all 9 girls are going for one guy. There are 2 other guys, but they are broke. But now the girls believe that we must date married men. So here we are having 9 girls all going for one guy. So if one of these women lands the guy, then that means there are 8 women who won't date a broke guy, and so finances will again, push them to unconventional relationships. So yes, it is true that we are witnessing a world where the where the unconventional relationships are on the rise, and if you were to ask me how do we mitigate against it, try to make the society go back to the normal conventional ones, I would say let's educate the society more, and also apart from that, let's try to find a way where there can be more dudes.
Okay.
Because right now the dudes are the numbers of the guys are going down, and forcing. And yes, there are. I'm not really picking out the girls or the ones who are in unconventional relationships. Even the guys, there are guys who, mostly the ones I've encountered on a personal basis, are guys who felt so frustrated by women, but they made phrases like fear women, and now when they start fear women and they're not fearing the men, so a guy looking for other guy because they fear women.
Yeah.
You get me, right?
Yeah.
You can. Yeah.
Oh, I must say this has been a very successful interview, and on behalf of
Okay.
Hotspot Radio, we would like to thank you for your time and presence.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you and have a blessed evening, sir.
Have a nice evening too.
Thank you.
All right, all your messages are rolling in, so let's take a moment to look at what you guys have to say.
Okay, from Nakuru, we have Melissa. She says, conflict resolution, we should not be afraid to involve our parents, elders, or church for assistance when needed, which is very true because most of us tend to actually just try and solve it for ourselves.
Yes.
If not, we look for maybe breaking up or something like that.
I have Veronica from Roy Sambu who's saying, let's view marriage as a lifelong commitment instead of a short-term thing to just pass time. I think that's very true. In the modern world, I think we've lost the seriousness and the commitment that marriage is. So we should definitely look at it more seriously instead of just coasting through it.
Hassan kutoka Malindi anasema, take time to know your partner as well. Meet their families and friends. Know their characters, what they like, so you know what they are into.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely watch what you're getting into before you do.
Okay, Jeff from Mombasa anasema tusikimbilie divorce, it should be the last option after trying everything and anything.
Alright, thank you guys for tuning in today. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but we'll be reading your messages all day, so keep them coming. For now, let's wrap it up with BN in Nauma.